So this question says that two stones are thrown up simultaneously. I hope you people have the book. Two stones are thrown up simultaneously from the edge of a cliff 200-meter high. So this is edge of a cliff which is 200 meters from the ground with the initial speeds of, so this is thrown up with the initial speed of 15 meter per second, and another stone is thrown up with a speed of 30 meter per second. We need to verify that the following graph correctly represents the time variation of the relative position. So relative position of second stone with respect to first. See, this is something like we have studied relative velocity of second stone with respect to first. So relative velocity of second stone with respect to first, what will it be? V2 minus V1. Okay. Similarly, relative position of second stone with respect to first stone will be x2 minus x1. So the graph that is given to you, so that's your time is plotted on x-axis, and x2 minus x1, which is in meters, is plotted on y-axis. Now this is time 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 6 seconds, 8 seconds, and 10 seconds. And this is your relative position: 20 meter, 40 meter, 60 meters, 80, 100, 120 meters. So I have a point here at 8 and 120. And in this graph, this is the graph of relative position versus time. And then here it is 10. Then this graph. Okay. So that is given to you. So we have to verify that the following graph correctly represent the time variation of the relative position of the second stone with respect to the first. And we have to neglect the air resistance and assume that the stones do not rebound after hitting. Means they will, so this stone will go up and then come down and be remain on the earth. It's not going to hit this first stone, and this second stone will also goes up and then come down and will lie on the ground. So both are not going to rebound. So we have to take G is equals to 10 meter per second square in this question. And we have to give the, so first thing we need to do is we need to verify the graph that it is correct. And second thing, we have to give the equations for this OA, for the linear part of this plot, linear part of this graph. So equations for OA and equation for the curve, that is you can say this is B, so line segment OA and curve AB. So we have to give the equation for this linear part OA and curved part AB. So that's our question. Okay. Now, what will be the solution? See, we know the equation S is equals to UT plus half AT square. Now, students, whenever we have one dimension motion, so there are only two possible directions. The stone will either go up or go down. So one of the direction we have to take positive and other direction will definitely be negative. Why we need to take these directions? Because to represent vector quantities, I need magnitude as well as direction. So to represent the vector quantities, I need to choose, like, this is the direction of motion. Initially they started going up. So the direction of motion, direction of initial motion, you can say, I will be taking it as positive. So that's the direction of initial motion. So this direction is positive. So obviously this direction will be negative direction. So I will be writing the vector quantities with this direction as negative and positive, and then their magnitudes. So here, now, if we take the origin to measure the position, like suppose we take this origin here, like, okay, so we have two choices. We can take it from here also, we can take it from here also. So it's your choice from where you want to take the origin from. So if you are taking the origin from here, then you need to add 200 to this. If you are taking origin from here, if you are taking origin from here, then you need not to add anything to it. So this is something like this origin, this is x naught, and this is your position x at time t. This is at time t naught, and this is the origin. So what's the advantage of taking this origin? We'll also come to know about it. If we take this origin as O, then what's this formula? This is your displacement S. This is your displacement S, time 0 to t. So now, so this position can be rewritten as, means this displacement is final position, which is your x, and initial position was x naught. So x minus x naught is equals to ut plus half at square. And that can again be written as x equals to x naught plus ut plus half at square. So this is already the object at time t is equals to 0. The object is already at position x naught. And now he is further moving this much of distance. So this is your displacement in time t. In time t. But what will be the position? So this x is the position here. It is telling you the position. So what is the position at time t? So position at time t will be the initial position plus the displacement in time t. So that's the initial position, x naught, and then the displacement. So then you'll get the final position, that is x. I hope this is clear. This is very important formula, students. So you will need it. Now, what will the position of the stones at any particular time t? Where will the stone be at particular time t? So let the stone first one. So at any instant t. Okay. See, t can be 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second, 6 second, 7 second, 8 second. T can be any instant. Okay. So your x1 will be, so this is the journal equation that you have written. Now this x1 can be written as, so position of the particle. So this x1 is the position here, students. Why I am writing it position? Because here you have the relative positions. So these are not the displacements. This is the position of particle. Okay. And this is the position of particle 1. So that's why I'm writing x1. So x1 equals to, what is x0? X0 is given, that is 200. Okay. So 200 plus, what is the initial velocity? 15 meter per second at time t plus. So now see here, u is, magnitude of u is 15 and direction, upward action we have taken positive, so u is plus 15 meter per second. So that's a vector quantity. 200 is also a vector quantity. So upward, so origin to upward is, we have taken positive direction, so that's also plus. So x0, yes, vector quantity, means it's the position, so plus 200. Then u plus 15, t is a scalar quantity, okay. Then half into a is again a vector quantity, and A's acceleration due to gravity is always downward, and downward direction we have taken a negative. So you can write, so this means you can write A is equals to minus 10 because G is 10. So you can write A equals to minus G, or that's equals to minus 10 meter per second square. So this will be your A. Okay. So putting this value of A here, minus 10 into t square. So I have used this equation over here in context with x1. Similarly, I will write the position of at the same instant t. What will the position? See, both were at same position at the start. Now its initial velocity was plus 15 upward, so its velocity was plus 30 in the upward direction, right? So the difference will be here, it will be plus 30, plus g will be same and time is the same. So the only difference is their initial velocity, and due to which their position will be different. Is this okay? Now we have a particular time here, which is 8 seconds. 8 seconds, this linear graph changed into curved. So what's that special happening at 8 seconds? What's so special? So students, it happens like, first of all, let us find this x2 minus x1. Because this is the graph of this x2 minus x1 and time. So let us find the relation between x2 minus x1 and time. So x2 minus x1. So we have to divide this equation 1, this equation 2. So 2 minus 1. So these signs will change. Okay? And what do you get? x2 minus x1. 200 will cancel out. 30t minus 15t. 15t. And this also same. This will also cancels out, student. Is this clear to everyone? So subtracting first from second, we get this. Is this clear to everyone? Can you compare this equation is y is equals to mx plus c, which is the equation of straight line. So this is a linear equation, degree 1. So what is m here? If you compare both of them, your m is 15. And what is x2 minus x1? x2 minus x1 is your y that you have plotted here, y-axis. And what is c? C is not, so x is your t. So you have plotted t on the x-axis. What is c? C is equals to 0. C is the value when you put x equals to 0. So when x equals to 0, what is y? So that's y-intercept. So C is your y-intercept. Means where this line will cut the y, intersect the y. So intersecting the y at 0. So that's clear from this equation. This graph is C is equals to 0. So we are starting from 0. And then this 15 is the slope. So slope is, and this is a linear equation. So there are three things that this graph is telling you. First is, this is linear equation. So you get a linear graph. So you get linear graph. It means linear graph means what? Straight line. Yes, we get it from this second information. So we are verifying that this graph is okay, right? So what's the second information that we are getting? Second information we are getting is that the slope, so this is straight line OA. So that's verified. Now still we have to verify that why this is straight up to 8. Okay, but first of all, from 0 it will be a straight line. So that's verified. Second thing which is verified is slope equals to 15. See, what is the meaning of slope? The meaning of slope is, see, tan theta is your slope. Okay, that's one meaning. What is tan theta? Perpendicular upon base. So if you see the perpendicular upon base, this line, this is your base, that is 8 second, and this is your perpendicular, that is 120 meter, and slope is same throughout. So 120 upon 8. So that's equals to 15 meter per second. So that's, so the slope that we get from here, from the equation, verifies with the slope of the graph. So this is the slope of the graph, right, that we found. This is theta. So that's the slope of graph. And that's the slope from that we get from equation. So you can call this as equation 3 also. So from equation 3 we get this slope, and from graph also we get the same slope. So it says line with the same slope. Third thing is y-intercept. So we are verifying third equation with the given graph. Okay. So now y-intercept from here is 0. Y-intercept from equation 3, c equals to 0. So it means graph passed through origin. Yes. It means graph passes through origin. That's 0, 0. That's again verified with the graph. So you can clearly see that all these things till now, they are verified from the graph up to OA. Then why this graph changes, that we still have to find out. Is this clear to everyone? Yes, friends, tell me, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so now we have got the equation for OA also. That is second part, first graph. What is the equation for OA? This is the equation for line OA. X2 minus x1 is equals to 15t. So that is the equation that we have got. Is this clear? So we have verified this part of the graph and this OA equation for this. So 15t x2 minus x1, or you can say y is equals to 15t 15x. Now students, when the first stone hits the ground, see, unless and until x2 x minus x1 is equals to 15t, I'm rewriting the equations. X1 is equals to 200 plus 15t plus, or you can say minus half 10t square, and x2 position of the second stone at time t 200 plus 13t minus, so you can write it as 5t square also. That's the same thing. Now x2 minus x1, that's the graph from O to A. This we have got this as 15t, so that's linear. Now the point is that unless and until one of them will become 0, see what will happen, because you know that you have thrown the stone 1 with a speed of 15t. and another one with the speed 15 meter per second, another with 30 meter per second. So obviously this 15 one will going to hit the ground first. Yes, agreed. So when will it hit the ground? We can find out that time. Is this okay, students? Because when this will hit the ground, it will remain there. So we have taken this as 0, this as x0, and this as x1. So that's the position at time t. So I want it on the ground. When it will be on the ground, this x1. So this x1 will be on the ground. So it will go up and then it will come on the ground. So what will be the position from the origin? It has reached the origin, right? Yes. This is equation 1, this is your equation 2, and this is your equation 3. So stone 1 hits the ground. Okay. At time t. Okay. So what will be the position? This x1 will be equals to. So x1 will be equals to 0. Yes, position at time t. And that's equals to 200 plus 15t minus 5t square. So from equation first, I have written this. Is this clear? Yes. And this will be equals to, so 5 will be dividing both sides with 5. So 1, then 3, and then here 4, so 40. So you get the equation t square. So taking all of them this side or multiplying them with -1, because I want multiply both sides with minus, because I want the coefficient of t square to be positive. So minus 3t minus 40 equals to 0. And if you make the factors 10 multiply 4 and 5 multiply 2 multiply 4, so that will be 8 and 5. So t square minus 8t plus 5t minus 40 equals to 0. So this gives me t minus 8 plus 5 t minus 8 equals to 0. And from these two terms you can take t minus 8 common. So t minus 8 is common, and that's t plus 5. That's equals to 0. So t equals to 8 second or t equals to minus 5 second. So obviously time cannot be negative, so t is equals to 8 second. So it means that is what is given over here, that at 8 second this extinguishes, x1 becomes 0 at 8 second. So what's the result, means what's the impact of this? This will become 0. What will be the impact? See, x1 equals to 0 means x2 minus x1. You need to rewrite. So at t is equals to 8 seconds, you from equation 1 rewrite equation 1. What do you get? x1 equals to 0. What is x2 will be equals to? x2 will be equals to, you can find out where it was. Okay, so that's 200 plus 30t minus 5t square. So here instead of 5, instead of 3, you will get 6 here. So no means but this x2 at 8 seconds we have to find. So x2 is equals to 200 plus 30 into 8 minus 5 into 8 square. So what's this x2, students? 200 plus 240. Come on, calculate this, what this comes out to be. 8 8 the 64 into 5, 320. So x2 will be equals to 440 minus 320. That's equals to 120 meters. So that's the situation at time is equals to 8 seconds. That your stone 1, this is the first stone. It is on the ground. Whereas the second stone is still in air and it is at a distance of 120. So this plus 120 meters. So at a height of 120 meters. Is this clear to everyone? At time 8 seconds, what's the position of the stones? Yes. X is equal to 0, your origin. Now what will be the equation, this equation, because we are plotting the graph. So this equation will be x2 minus x1 will be equals to. So these are the equations. You can call this as equation number 4 if you would like. This is same as equation number 2. So x2 minus x1 if you do means you will be subtracting 2 minus 4. What do you get? x2 minus x1 is equals to 200 plus 30t minus 5t square. Okay, or you can write it as minus 5t square plus 30t plus 200. Okay, now compare this with, see, I was comparing this equation x2 minus x1 with y equals to mx plus c, right? From 0 time to 8 seconds, this was the situation. Y is equals to mx plus c. Now at 8 seconds, because the graph will be drawn by this equation only. At 8 seconds, what will be the equation? So that's the equation. So y equals to ax square plus bx plus c. So that's a quadratic equation. So here you had a linear equation from 0 to 8 seconds, but here at 8 seconds and after 8 seconds, you get a quadratic equation. So up to 8 seconds, you got linear equation. After 8 seconds, you get quadratic equation for the graph. So here the graph of linear equation is a line and the graph of quadratic equation is a parabola. So this sine of A tells you whether it is upward parabola or downward parabola. So sine of A is negative. So sine of A is negative, so it will be downward parabola. So now we can see that as time progresses, see here x2 minus x1 was increasing as time keeps on passing, but now you can see that because x1 has become 0 and its body is this will come near, so x2 will decrease, it will come near to the origin, you can see. So ultimately x2 minus x1 will also decrease. Yes, because x1 has become 0 and x2 will decrease, so from here this line will decrease, so this part of the parabola will be taken. Means when the slope will be negative, so we'll be taking this part of that. So A is equals to minus 5. So this tells you that this graph is a downward parabola. So linear relationship up to 8 seconds, and after 8 seconds there is this quadratic relationship, and you solve this quadratic relationship. So obviously x1 equals to 0, so x2 is equals to, so when it touches the ground, when will second stone hit the ground? So second stone hits ground. Okay, so second stone hits ground. So it means x2 will also be 0. It means that this equation second will also be 0. So equation second becomes 5t square minus 30t minus 200 equals to 0. So find out the time from this.
10 seconds.
Very good. So t is equals to 10 seconds. So take the 5, dividing 5 both sides. So at 10 seconds, the separation between the ball, because x1 will be 0 and x2 will also be 0 at time this. So what will be x2 minus x1? 0 minus 0 is 0. So at 10 seconds, this graph x2 minus x1 will be 0. So hence we have verified the graph, and we have also find the equation of the curve, verified the graph, this is the equation of the line. So hence we have solved this question. Okay, so this is a very good question, students, very good. It tells you, it gives you lots and lots of information, and this video is also recorded. I will upload this video on my channel, so see this video if you want to see it again, and keep on doing along with me. Okay, you can pause the video and you can do it. Okay, shall we start the next question? But I think we are running short of time, so just note it down, and now I will take your queries, your problems. So questions regarding what we have done. Yes, any doubts that you have? Students, I told you, those who are new, watch this video again. It's very important question. This question especially teaches you lots and lots of physics. Okay? Okay, note it down. That's all for this class, students. Thank you so much for being with me.
Thank you, sir.